Hey there guys, how's it going for today? In today's video, I'll be doing a playthrough of Shining Pearl with the challenge of not using any of the best or most commonly used Pokemon. Alright, so we are playing through the new Sinnoh games. I'm pretty hyped, and whatnot for these games. So what I decided to do with this video is that I would take you sort of through the highlights of what happens during our run on our journey to beat Cynthia and become the Pokemon League champion. Of course, in the earlier part of the introduction, I said, we're not going to use any of the most popular or most commonly used Pokemon. One little disclaimer about that is about quote-unquote HM Pokemon that come from outside of your team, essentially, from the wilds and whatnot. I have no control over that sort of stuff, so if one of those Pokemon happens to use one of those moves, I'm not resetting just because Staraptor used Fly or whatnot, whatever. But just quick disclaimer about those Pokemon. Yes, it is more than what is technically on screen in the image there. But I couldn't really fit them all on. But I really thought those were the top ones that most people would think of when you thought of like the best or the most commonly used Pokemon in the game that people generally use and whatnot. Another disclaimer is that I'm not cutting out any of the starters. I know that they're in the most popular, mostly used because, again, yeah, they're really pretty good. Infernape's really good. Again, it is very high on the percentages there when you look at people's playthroughs and whatnot. But I didn't want to shut myself off from having Infernape, but I did think about it for a little while because it was hard, but then again I was like, well, if we choose that as the starter, are we just going to have to get rid of it? I decided that I didn't want to get rid of any of my starters because I was just like, I can't be bothered finding another water type or finding another fire type too much and leveling it up too much. That's another thing where I'm just like, I can't be bothered leveling up a baby, egg into a Lucario. To me, it just didn't seem like that good. I know some people say it's worth it, but to me, there's just some things that's like, well, if you get it early enough and whatnot, yeah, sure, it can be good, can be decent, or whatever, some of these baby Pokemon and whatnot. But honestly, it's so difficult just to grind them up, even with the EXP all. But anyway, let's get right into the challenge. Okay, so we start off in our house and we go find our rival at his house. We go into the lake area with him. We find that the professor has sillily forgotten his briefcase. We approach the briefcase and some Starly attack us. We now have the choice to choose from the starters. I decide to go with Turtwig because I think Turtwig will be pretty decent against the first couple of gyms. Not terrible, not too amazing. And I really want to use Houndoom, I think, for this playthrough. We easily beat the Starlies and move on. Dawn comes back and basically tells us to meet her and Rowan down the road a bit. So we get out of there and move along and go find Rowan, who tells us to meet him at his lab. So we go home first and get the running shoes, which is very important. We need to run very quick. Then we go to Rowan's lab. We do run into a few Pokemon in the wild along the way, but we don't have Pokeballs, so we can't really do much. We just try to either run away or take them out for EXP. We run into our rival again, coming out of Rowan's lab. BTW, I nearly forgot to say that I named our rival Not Subbed because people who are not subbed to the channel are the rivals. Also, just speaking about the fact that, you know, the rivals are not subbed, did you know that 95% of people that watch the videos on this channel are not subscribed? So if you're not subscribed, please do so right now. Don't be the enemy. Don't be our rival. Anyway, we get to Rowan, and he gifts us our Turtwig that we used earlier. And he tells us that we can name it. I decide not to name it and whatnot. He also gives us the Pokedex and whatnot, but also tells us to go back and see our mom again, which, come on, Mom, couldn't you have given us everything beforehand? Anyway, we do get back to our mom, who heals up our Pokemon, and then our rival's mom comes into our house, gives us a parcel for him, which she still left behind. He's always in such a rush, that one. Anyway, we move on, and we go catch up with Dawn in the grass, who takes us through the tutorial, which we've seen about 1,000,000 times. So we get through that, and then we start going through the grass. We run into our first proper trainer battle outside of the rivals. I'm not going to go through all of the trainer battles and whatnot, and I'm not going to go through too much in detail about too much stuff, but you know, if something's interesting or something's exciting happens, I will mention it for the most part. But the first one nearly takes us out with his Starly, and that was not good. We nearly died. So we need more team members already, pretty much. Or we need to really level up our Turtwig, because it's very weak to the flying types that are around in some of the earlier routes. We do get along and get going, and finally get to the next town, where we run into Dawn again, who's telling us about the town and whatnot, and where to find the game corner, I think, or something. Actually, she's talking about the Poketch. So we go to the trainer school, because that's apparently also where our rival is. We give him the parcel, and he gives us the town map, and moves on. So then we go off, and we battle some trainers around the place, and try to get a few levels here and there, and whatnot. And then we go along, and well, we already get the Poketch and whatnot. We do that whole thing, and then we do that. Sorry, I actually forgot that. It was worth mentioning maybe, but whatever. We move on, and we're going to Orberg to go against the first gym. As we're going along, it does become increasingly more difficult for us to have only one Pokemon. I know some people say you can easily sort of go through this with one Pokemon. It is quite difficult if you don't really grind up and whatnot, which we're just not doing. I'm just not too interested in doing that. So I decide that we've got to get at least a second, maybe even a third Pokemon, just to sort of give us a buffer against just like fainting to everything. So we dig around for some Pokemon. And in the caves I find a Zubat, and I decide to catch it. This is pretty decent Pokemon. When it finally gets to a Crobat, hopefully it'll get to a Crobat pretty quickly by, you know, some friendship. Having it early on and leveling it up really quickly is also a good way to get it through some levels. So I also decide to go up against a whole bunch of trainers and do grind up a little bit against some of the wild Pokemon here and there, but mostly the ones that, you know, give out high XP and whatnot. We keep moving, and we do get to Orberg finally. Of course, the gym leader's nowhere in sight, as always with Sinnoh games. None of the gym leaders are at the gym. So we've got to go into the mine. We go into the mine, we find Rourke, and we tell him to get his butt back to the gym. we do grind a little bit in the cave against some of the wild Pokemon that are there. We pick up all the items that we can while we're there as well, that some of them can be useful. We get into the gym and we take out the first trainer, but not without some problems, because our Zubat is a flying type and it is weak to rock. Of course, we can level it up with some switch training, which we're kind of doing, but we're also just chipping in some damage, but we're also getting quite a bit of damage laid on us. So we beat the first two trainers pretty easily, but I decided that it's, might be worth trying to find a third Pokemon at this point, just something to help us out. I think we can catch Shellos at this point, so I think that I'll try to find a Shellos. But then I realized that we actually can't find Shellos until a little bit later. In fact, until just after we beat this gym, which is a little bit annoying. But anyway, we keep moving and we keep looking for something to fill out our team just a little bit more. So we do try to go up against the gym. First try, Cranidos just takes us out, living on very low HP. So I think that we're probably pretty close, and we can probably defeat the Cranidos and the gym given another try. So we just give it another try pretty much straight away. And we do get through it, and we earn ourselves the first badge. This is great. Now we can start moving on. We can get through to the next area and get along to getting onto bigger and better things. When we get to the next city, hoping after we beat the Galactic Grunts, or the whatever grunts they are, I don't care what the grunts are, they're irrelevant. We just crush them. And we move on. We move through all the caves and whatnot. We get Brick Break at some point so that we can get through the cave. None of the trainers are very much trouble at this point, as you say. Yeah, but anyway, as I said, after that, we do get along the route through the caves. All that stuff is sort of already kind of said a little bit. But we, as I sort of said, we do get past all the trainers, make it to the next town. Where, we've got to go to the Windworks fairly quickly and rescue this little girl's dad. So we go along the route along there. We know we can't go straight up because the Galactic Grunts are blocking our way. So we just go straight along to the Windworks. We battle the Grunt there, and then we go back along the route, back to where the back to the town, and back to the entrance where the honey trees are, or we're back to the entrance of where the man with the honey is. After we get in there, we dispose of those grunts that are keeping the man there with the honey hostage. We get some free honey off of him, which is kind of nice. I don't really like the honey method, but I do buy some honey. Maybe it'll become useful later. I don't know. Maybe, again, I maybe want to try to find a Heracross, but it is kind of hard to find it. But anyway, we do move on. We go back down along to the Ironworks and that, so that we can go back to the Valley Works and free the little girl's father. We get into the Valley Works there, and we go past all the grunt traders, and we get to Mars, who we pretty quickly take out. And this, leaves us being able to basically save the little girl's father and move on after this. Interestingly enough, after this battle, our Turtwig starts to evolve. So that's great. Now we're going to have ourselves a Grottle. I think this is really good for us, but still we only really have 2 Pokemon. we really need to catch another Pokemon after we get outside of the Valley Works. We go into the grass just a little north of where we're at here at the Valley Works on the next route, and we run into a Shellos, which I think is good, a very good Pokemon. It's a water type, which is great, but later on it will also be a ground type, which means it will only have a weakness to really grass later on. So that will be quite good. It does overlap in the ground department with our starter when it's fully evolved, but I don't think that that's that bad. So we catch the pink boy and add him to our team. So we keep moving along the route, our new Shellos in tow. We do slightly switch train it as well as we're going along the next route up to the next town. Our other Pokemon gain some levels as well, which is really good because going up against the grass gym really soon. I think Zubat can probably take us straight through the grass gym. So I think I try to focus on making sure that it actually has a flying type move, because I just noticed that it didn't actually have a flying type move. I found the TM for Pluck, and I thought that'll do for now, just until we learn another flying type move. So we go up against the gym, and we quickly basically take out Gardenia's whole team with our Zubat. So that's great. We really didn't need much work. The hardest part of this gym was finding all the trainers and whatnot. So that was pretty good. So yeah, we earn the badge, which is great. But also in this battle, our Zubat evolves into a Golbat, which is even better. So having a Golbat on our team will be incredibly good. Hopefully, again, it evolve pretty quickly. Though I don't know when specifically, but you know, it will still be pretty decent as a Golbat, even if it does not evolve too quickly. So we're not too worried. But we grab the badge and we do move on. Run into a Magnemite, and I think to myself that this is a really sweet Pokemon. Magnezone will be great to have later on. It's an electric and steel type. You know, it's really only weak to ground and fire, which, you know, those two types aren't super common. They're not super uncommon, but again, they're not super common. So I decided to catch this Metal Boy and add him to our team as well. While we're battling some random scientists of the Galactic Group's trainers, our Zubat suddenly, our Golbat rather, suddenly evolves into a Crobat. This is great. I didn't expect that it would evolve this quickly. It's great that it did evolve very quickly. But yeah, I was completely involved in this random battle. But that's great. Anyway, we do move on. We do run into Jupiter after this, and you know, we added it to the team. I wasn't going to keep it for too long, but I just added it to the team mainly for this battle. With her Skunk Tank, because her Skunk Tank's very difficult to deal with sometimes. So basically, the Pinsir was there for this one battle and to move on for us. So we did that, took her out pretty easily, and put the Pinsir into the box because I thought, oh, it's not that good. And as we're training up, our Pokemon level up and our Shellos evolves, which is really great. So now our Pink Boy is a bigger Pink Boy. We have ourselves a great Gastrodon. It can learn some great coverage moves, including Ice Beam, which is great because, again, it is only really weak to grass, and grass is weak to ice. So that's a really great evolution. It was in this double battle with these two ace trainers. Super random, but we got it. Shortly after that, our Magnemite starts evolving as well, which is really great as well. So now we have a Magneton. I am doing some stuff in the underground, bits and pieces here and there. And at some point going along, I find a Houndoom, which I also add to the team. Um, During this time, also, our Groddle evolves and finally levels up to being its fully evolved form. Finally a Groudon. So yeah, like that's really good as well. As I said, I am looking through the underground and I found a Thunderstone, so I use it straight away on to get it to evolve into a Magnezone. Magnezone is amazing Pokemon. Its stats are just insane. So having it this early, having most of our team fully evolved, really helps us out in getting along. The fighting gym is up next, and oh boy, we just beat it. Oh yeah, it wasn't very hard at all. Not at all hard. Mostly Zubat took it out. We had Torterra in there for a little while and some other Pokemon, but it was super easy. It was super duper easy, actually. So yeah, we just earn ourselves the badge and start moving on so that we can get to the next town. And then Crash Awake, he's up the water gym. Oh wait, we just destroy him with our Torterra and our Magnezone. Things couldn't be going better, I guess. So yeah, pick up the badge from him as well. As you can tell, like just not a lot is really in this part of the game, and it's so easy just to like crush the gym leaders and move on. Our rival appears for a hot second, and then he's gone. Yeah, so we just like we've faced the rival a couple times. At this point, most of our Pokemon are fully evolved Pokemon, and he still has like Starly and whatnot. It's ridiculous. So we just like absolutely take out, not subbed. It's not even funny, though it is a bit funny. Um, so we do level up a bit and learn some new moves, which is really good, and move on. But then we're on to the Ghost Gym. Oh no, wait, we just took it out. Oops. Like I say, it's just like the gyms are all a pushover. Everything's a pushover at a certain point because you've just got such strong Pokemon, and it just like it's so easy. Okay, the Steel Gym's next. Oh wait, we've just like destroyed that too, because we've got a Fire type and a Ground type. Right. Yeah, and a Grass type in addition to that. So yeah, it was not hard at all to take. You can just tell that there's just like there's the EXP all and like the settings in this game are just like whack. The way that the gyms are laid out and things like that. The amount of time that they give you between gyms and real challenges is too far apart. It gives you too much ability to level up, get the things that you really need, and just like crush everyone. Commander sat against us in next, and same old story, I guess, for the most part. We just destroy him. So we just like move on pretty quickly. So yeah, well, that's that. At some point we're running around and we face a random Pelipper. And, of course we take that out. But important thing is that we picked up a Meditite just for 5 minutes, I guess, for the most part. And it levels up enough to evolve into Medicham. I really wanted a fighting type on the team. And I thought Metachan would be okay, at least for a spot filler for now. Or if it's just like the newest full-time member of the team, I thought it might be decent enough to stay on the team. So we'll wait and see how this goes. Which is, the way it goes. But I soon find that Metacham is just not cutting the mustard. It just dies to literally everything. It just has such poor stats and whatnot that I decided to give up on it and evolve that to a Curlier. I am soon to find a Dawnstone in the underground as I'm digging around and whatnot in one of the rooms. So I quickly use the Dawnstone on the male Curlier and get it to evolve into a Gallade. Gallade is pretty decent fighting type Pokemon. So I feel like this is going to be a much better addition to our team. Yeah, we just go to the next thing, which is the Ice Gym. And oh, what's that? We have a fire type and a fighting type on our team, and we just crush the gym completely. Oh yeah, that's right. Like I say, these gyms, they're just so easy, so simple. You just have to have the right Pokemon at front at the first, and you basically just sweep their entire team. Like, they might bring in one thing that can deal with the one thing that deals with most of their gym, but you just switch it out to something else that can deal with it, and then you're good as gold to switch back to the first Pokemon, and then you just win. It's so simple. All of these gyms are the same. So we do move on after this. The first battle with Cyrus comes along, but again, he doesn't have that much stuff in the first battle. The second battle is a little bit more intimidating, so we just easily take him out in this first battle. We do have to scale the mountain after this, so it's a big climb for us. It does take quite a while to navigate the mountains of Sinnoh and whatnot, but we do find our way up through the mountain eventually after some trial and error. We do finally to the main battle at hand here, and we just have I don't feel I don't need to feel too threatened because we do just take out Cyrus pretty easily, not too easily, but pretty easily for the most part. We just have to switch in the right Pokemon to whatever he's just about to switch in to, so that's pretty simple. So, we just take him out and move on to the next thing, which is taking on the 8th gym leader. The 8th gym leader does pose some problems for us. We don't have that much that is super duper good against him, but we easily take him out because we do have 2 ground types, one thing that is very immune to it and super effective against it, so that is pretty easy work for us. The last gym badge, and we do move on to going towards the Elite Four. The Elite Four isn't too hard. It's not impossible, but we do have to get through the Victory Road. The Victory Road can be confusing, and you can get easily lost. I do use a little bit of a guide to figure out how to get through, just so that we can get to the Pokemon Center on the other side. Our Pokemon are at a decent level, but I do really want our Pokemon to be at least level 60 before we go right up against all of the Elite Four. I know we'll face our rival just before we get into the Elite Four. So, we'll probably crush our rival at that point. So I decided to try to go towards the Elite Four, and we crush our rival anyway. So we just move on to going back through the Victory Road area, essentially, to do some leveling up. Once we're all at level 60, or at least level 60, I decide to challenge the league. On the first attempt, we do fail, but only just. So I think to myself that we can probably do it if given another chance. On the second try, Cynthia barely takes us out, like literally barely takes us out, because our last Pokemon gets flinched by her Garchomp and was in range to be killed by our Pokemon. So I feel like we're incredibly close. By this time, though, our Pokemon have leveled up to about level 65 or so. Some of our Pokemon are leveling up even more. So I decided to grind a little bit more so that we can see at basically everything just above level 65, and then try to go against the Elite Four again. This time we're doing very well. The first time I really was screwing around a little bit. I guess I was trying to level everything up in the Elite Four as much as possible as well. Hope to get to Cynthia at a much higher level with all of my Pokemon. This time I'm not really doing that. I'm only focusing on the Pokemon that need to be in battle and just taking out whatever's in front of us. So we get to Cynthia and we live from her Garchomp's Earthquake. Our Magnezone lives on 1 HP. It's just from an infection boost, and that's what wins us the league. It's amazing. It's crazy. Look, I don't like affection boosts that much, and it is a little bit cheating, I guess, or it's a little bit luck-based, I guess, but we did it. We do win. We are going into the Hall of Fame, and look, Cynthia is one of the most powerful trainers in the league, and especially in this version of the games, her Pokemons have been absolutely buffed and maxed. So I will take the fact that we got slightly lucky to get into the Hall of Fame. It's great seeing all of our great Pokemon that we, picked up along the way, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, that's pretty much it for this run. Guys, it was a really fun run. It was a very interesting run. This was a run I thought I wanted to just do this one quick run of seeing let's just do something different. Let's go and see what we can do, whatever. And it worked out pretty well. I'm sure we could have actually beat Cynthia without the help of an affection boost. Given a couple more levels. Again, I really didn't want to use healing items in battle. So I decided not to. I only revived and healed between fights. So that also made it a little bit more difficult. Because if we should, we were just playing it we're going to try to win as best we can. I would have used them, whatever. So it probably would have been easier. But anyway, again, that's, some people say you shouldn't. Some people say you should. But either way, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, guys, as I say, let me know what you think about this run. Let me know what you think. What else do you want to see me do? I know a lot of people love Nuzlocke because a lot of people love seeing people fail their Nuzlocke or have a really hard time with their Nuzlocke or whatnot, all of this stuff. I don't really care that much. I'll just, bring out this content. If you guys want to see me do this stuff, it'll all be in BDSP or all in SP, I guess, because that's the game that I have. So if you say, do this run with the Pearl, Diamond exclusive Pokemon, obviously I can't do that because I only have Pearl. I could try to download the other one, but whatever. I'm not, going to go through too much just to do something sometimes. I'm not going to hack in stuff or exploit stuff, that kind of stuff. So it will be harder or we'll have to figure out different things if people want to see certain Pokemon as the starter or as a Nuzlocke or whatever, things like that. So the run won't officially start till we get that Pokemon or whatever, things like that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Write your thoughts down there in the comments below. I'll be sure to try to respond to each and every one of you. Really enjoy interacting with you guys, talking about all these geeky things that we love. And yeah, I'll see you down there in the comments below or in the next one. Hey, you've just finished watching one of our videos. A bunch of other videos are popping up on your screen now for you to check out, so why not check them out?